this video, I will start a new chapter, chemical bonding. So, in the chemical bonding chapter, I will start with VBT. So, we call it as the valence bond theory. So, valence bond theory basically it comes under the covalent bond formation. So, let us directly go to the VBT. What actually the VBT tells us. So, VB it's all about the chemical bonding because the topic is about the chemical bonding. The valence bond theory it tells how the chemical bond is formed. So, according to the valence bond theory, chemical bonds are formed. Chemical bonds are formed. So, this theory is telling that chemical bonds are formed due to the overlapping, due to the overlapping of atomic orbitals. So, this theory tells us that the chemical bonds are formed due to the overlapping of atomic orbitals. So, most importantly, it tells that the bonds are formed. The bonds are formed due to overlapping of atomic orbitals. So, it's the basic idea of the valence bond theory. So, for example, let us take hydrogen H2. So, if a bond is present between the hydrogen and hydrogen, so let us take one hydrogen. We know that atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So, we write the electronic configuration as 1s1. So, it has got one s orbital. So, the hydrogen has got one s orbital. And we know that s orbital is spherical in shape. It is spherical in shape. So, I can just make a sphere like this. So, it is the orbit, s orbit, which is present in hydrogen. So, like this, one hydrogen will be having one s orbital. So, when I take two hydrogens, so one hydrogen will be having one spherical orbital, that's the s orbital, and this hydrogen will be having s orbital. So, this is one hydrogen atom, this is another hydrogen atom. When these two atoms join together, the bond is formed. So, this theory tells that the bond is formed because of the overlapping of atomic orbitals. So, these two atomic orbitals, in this case it is the s orbital, they will overlap. So, after overlapping, I can make the diagram with this. And we can see the overlapping portion there. So, now what happened is overlapping has taken place. Here it is individual orbitals, now it is the overlapped orbitals. So, overlapping. So, the chemical bonds are formed due to the overlapping of atomic orbitals. So, this is the basic concept or the basic idea behind the valence bond theory. So, next we will see the types of overlapping. So, according to the VBT, just now we discussed that the bond is taking place because of the overlapping of orbitals. So, the types of overlapping. So, the first type will be head to head overlapping or axial overlapping, and second we call it as sideways overlapping. So, we will see both in detail now. So, when I take two s orbitals, it's an s orbital and this is another s orbital. So, when the two s orbitals, when they overlap, the diagram will be like this. So, here this type of overlapping, it's along the axis, and this we call it as head to head overlapping. Head to head overlapping. Or we can call it as axial, or we can call it as axial overlapping in this case. And we know that in case of P, so this we call it as px. So when I take a s orbital, when I take one s orbital, and suppose if I take a px, again what happens is, so this head and this head will overlap, or it's along the axis. So what I can mention is I can write like this, and you can have a idea like this. So S and the P. So once again, this we call it as head to head overlapping, head to head overlapping. So in general, we can take an S orbital and a P, and where across the axis along the axis, we can tell along the axis, along the axis, and this we call it as head to head overlapping. So why this is very very important? Because whenever the overlapping takes place head to head or on the axial, then the bond formed is sigma. The bond formed is sigma. That's why it's very very important. So overlapping when the overlapping is head to head, when the overlapping is head to head or axial, then the bond formed is sigma. Then the bond formed is sigma. The bond formed is sigma. Very very important. The bond formed is sigma. So now let us see the sideways overlapping. Suppose if this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, I am taking py orbital, one py orbital, which is in the y direction, and one more p orbital here. So when these two overlap, what happens here is, here the sideways overlapping will take place, and you'll be having the diagram like this. You'll be having the diagram like this. You'll be having one and the second part here. So this will be the overlapping. So this we call as the sideways overlapping. This we call as the sideways overlapping. And here also, when I take this pz orbital, it can happen like this. The overlapping will take place like this. The overlapping will take place like this. So like these two cases, we call it as the sideways overlapping. So most importantly, whenever a bond is formed, whenever a bond is formed due to side overlapping, the bond formed is pi bond. The bond formed is pi bond. So this is the basic idea about the sigma bond and the pi bond. Okay. So next we will discuss about the bond strength, bond energy, and bond length. So once again, the overlapping will decide. The overlapping between the atomic orbitals will decide the bond strength, bond energy, and bond length. So greater the overlapping. So greater the overlapping, more will be the bond strength, more will be the bond strength and bond energy. More will be the bond strength and the bond energy. Getting it? Greater the overlapping. And whenever the bond strength and bond energy, getting it? So overlapping, when it increases, bond strength will increase, bond energy will increase, but bond length will decrease. Because the two orbitals come close to each other, the length will be decreased. So this is the basic concept you have to understand. So whenever the overlapping is more will be the bond strength, more will be the bond energy, and less will be the bond length. So we are going to apply this to the sigma and pi bonds. We are going to apply this concept to the sigma and pi bonds. In sigma bond, very very important, in sigma bond, the overlapping is more, or overlapping is greater. In sigma bond, the overlapping is greater when compared to pi bond. Very very important. So in sigma bond, the overlapping is greater when compared to pi bond. That is why sigma bond is stronger and pi bond is weaker. out of the two. Pi bond is weaker. So now let us see the formation of methane with respect to the valence bond theory. So methane is CH4. We know that it is CH4. In case of hydrogen, once again the atomic number is 1. Hydrogen atomic number is 1. So I will make a box like this. 1s, it will be having only one electron. One hydrogen will be having one electron and one orbital is present. So one s orbital is present in one hydrogen atom. One s orbital is present in one hydrogen atom. For the bond to take place, the orbitals must overlap with each other. Now hydrogen, it is clear. Atomic number is 1. It has got only one electron and the orbital which is present is s orbital. That electron is present in the s orbital. So one orbital is present. But in case of carbon, we know that atomic number is 6. So electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So I can write like this: 1s2, then it will be 2s2 and followed by, in case of p, I'll be having the 2 electrons. So this is the ground state. This is the ground state configuration. So in excited state, what happens? One electron from the S will move here. So the next diagram will be like this: 1, and I'll make like this: 1, 2 and 3. So this is S, this is P, this is P, this is P. So one s orbital is present, and 3 p orbitals are present. So if we take the carbon now, atom here now, the carbon will having one s orbital. I will make the carbon like this. The carbon will having one s orbital, one p orbital, one second p orbital, one p orbital. But on the other hand, when I take the hydrogen, it is 4 hydrogens in case of methane, because we know in case of methane it is like this, the bond is like this. So carbon will be having one s orbital and 3 p orbitals. When I take this hydrogen, I will make one hydrogen here one hydrogen and here one hydrogen. So this hydrogen will be having one s orbital. So one hydrogen will be having s orbital, one more hydrogen will be having s orbital, this hydrogen will be having one more s orbital, here it will be one s orbital. So actually, how the bond forms? A bond is there means in one bond we got a SS. That's the overlapping is taking place between S and S. In this case, the overlapping is taking between S and P. In this case, once again, the overlapping is taking between S and P. Here also S and P. So as per the valence bond theory, out of the 4 bonds, 3 bonds are formed out of the 4 bonds. After the 4 bonds, that is carbon hydrogen, between hydrogen and carbon, out of the 4 bonds in carbon hydrogen, 3 bonds are formed. 3 bonds are formed due to sp overlapping, correct? sp due to sp overlapping, and one bond is formed due to SS overlapping. So basically the valence bond theory tells us that 3 bonds are formed due to sp overlapping and 1 due to SS overlapping. So later on, so when out of the 4 bonds, 3 bonds are formed from one combination, and if the 4th bond is formed from another combination, then all the 4 bonds will not be equal. Later on, studies showed that all the 4 bonds were equal, and this led to the failure of the valence bond theory. But as per valence bond theory, this is the concept. Okay, thank you.